This week on Truth Be Trolled, Shota Nakama doesn't like his guitar teacher.
Guitar teachers do not like him.
Yeah, it's that way, yeah.
Come and take a ride.
Shota Nakama, welcome to Truth Be Trolled. I want to give a quick little bio of what I know about him because he does a lot. He's done tremendous amount of work creating soundscapes for Final Fantasy games. He was lead guitarist and what I'll call band leader for Sonic Symphony, Sega. It's had different names, but whatever. It's a touring group that's toured the world and sold us shows all over the place. They're fucking incredible. We could talk about that later. And currently, he's nominated for a Grammy for his work on Marvel Rivals. Is this all correct?
Considered for nomination.
Considered.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I've been. I tell people I was nominated for a Grammy once because I was, but what it actually was the consideration bit. Yeah. Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Where do we begin on this? Because there's a lot going on here. He also just happened to have taken a few months off and traveled basically the world, ditched socials, and did a mental reset. We could talk about that too, and there's a lot more.
I'm most jealous of that.
Yeah.
Just like genuinely unplugging.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop looking at social media, and I even deleted some of the apps and just took off.
And you're very healthy.
Mentally, yes. It's like social media is just it's so toxic, you know.
You don't even know until you step away.
By design.
Yeah, and it's like there's a tremendous amount of negativity, and it just, I guess, like that catches your attention more. And but I don't think that's just good for the humanity.
No, it's awful. I mean, you can definitely force the algorithm. You can try to force the current of the algorithm to more positive stuff, but the negative stuff just and also like we're grown up adults, so we're I guess like we know how to manage. But like imagine if you're just 10-year-old kid and then you're exposed to that every day for like years. I know a lot of adults that seem to respond the same way 10-year-olds would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, watch it every day.
Every day.
And I do it. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm more aware of myself, and I'm just like, plus I've actually jumped off of Facebook a couple of years ago because I just didn't like what it represented and like how it made me want to put myself out there.
Yeah.
Like it made me different because I'm in a Facebook world. Now I'm this guy. I didn't like that feeling because it was just like, for lack of a better term, it was just like dunking on people, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Or like the amount of energy you waste being angry and upset about things you have no control over.
Yeah,
and exactly. You don't know if it's even real.
Yeah, and I just posted, so the Japan elected the first female prime minister.
Oh yeah, I saw that,
and that's it. I don't support her or not support her because I don't know what she's going to do. She just became one.
She's there.
But like, you know, the good thing is she's a drummer, heavy metal drummer.
No way.
Her favorite song is "Burn" by Deep Purple.
Whoa.
And she grew up listening to Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple.
Well, I know she's going to get a lot of shit for taking photos with Trump.
Yeah, so the Western media is trying to portray her as like the far right winger, and I'm like, I don't know yet because we haven't seen like what she does yet.
Right.
And I posted that she loves heavy metal and all that stuff, and that's on my Facebook. And then here comes weird folks, and they were like, she's an extreme right winger. Like, you're better than this. And I'm like, no, I don't even know, and you don't even speak Japanese, so like, what do you know?
Right. Why are people commenting on that shit?
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, this is what social media does to people.
They can't help it. Help it.
And I didn't even ask for their comment. And they were like, don't be she says just in disguise by saying all these like metal stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
Just respond with, okay.
Yeah.
I say cool story, and then I walk away, and that's like,
or if you post something fun, if you post something like non-political, like, hey, this person's a heavy metal drummer, isn't that cool? And then somebody goes off on some wild rant, you should respond the way Noelle responds, which is just she just says, You sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said education's important. That's all I say.
Yeah, if
That's
you do
good
say
too.
that,
That's good too.
that's it.
That's it.
Like, there's no response.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a hillbilly with like a third grade education and a room temperature IQ telling you that.
Yeah, I guess everybody gets triggered when they hear the immigration, illegal immigration, blah blah blah. But I'm like, Japan is different. It's just a small island, so we can't take that many illegals.
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You actually, I was supposed to go to France with Shota last year, and we couldn't because of immigration.
Yeah.
Ironically, he wasn't allowed to leave and come back. And
Was it Japan's rules?
Well, no.
or
So,
No,
like when you apply for a visa in the U.S. or a green card,
Right.
During the pending process, you can't leave the country.
Right.
It's like if you can technically leave, but when you come back in, if you have a pending status and you come back in with like a tourist visa or whatever other things, then that means you're forfeiting what's pending. So yeah, I couldn't leave, but in the end, I got the green card.
He's got the green
Yeah.
card. Did miss the gig. I didn't go to France.
Yeah.
But, it's all good in the end. And he did it the right way. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I paid so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, like, you are supposed to have like all the career and credits and everything, and then you can legally get it. And yeah, I think that's the proper way. And I've had so many visas: student visa, artist visa, and a green card now, and I did it the right way. And I think it's kind of funny because like we are always taught by our immigration lawyer friends, you have to do it properly. Right. This is the way, and otherwise you're gonna get deported. And we are aware of that. Right. And so I'm like, okay, like maybe I should just fly to Mexico and just walk into the country. I don't know.
I mean, you could, yeah. It turns out that's really hard to do. Almost anywhere, I think it would be difficult for us to just.
Not at the time, though. It was a different president, and the borders were fairly open.
I'm talking about walking into other countries.
Oh,
like
yeah.
If you wanted
that's
to,
very difficult.
If you wanted to just walk into Mexico or Canada and start working, and you'd get sent home fucking immediately.
Yeah, so just like everywhere else on the planet.
I get the whole argument that like no human is illegal. I get that. You know, in a perfect world, we should be able to just go anywhere freely. I totally agree with that. However, everybody's got to be on board with it. You can't have one giant country with no rules, but you can't do it anywhere else.
Right.
So, because everyone's going to come here because there's no border, there's no rules. It's a fucking free for all. Who pays for that? It's got to be the same all over. I got to be able to go anywhere I want without going through all of the bureaucracy and paperwork. Otherwise, it turns into a mess. But I agree. I see both sides of it. It's complicated.
It is complicated. But yes, I got the green card. That's the important part.
That's the important part.
I can stay here legally.
You can travel freely, no worries and all that.
Yeah, and also like what's interesting about this is, so I used to have an artist visa, which actually let me work in the U.S. legally, but I can only work in the field of my profession. So like I can only do music stuff. I was not able to go to Starbucks and work there. Right. That was just completely not allowed.
You needed that to like work for tech in the city when you were doing that.
Yeah. So, but like now I have a green card, so I can do like any job. That's kind of like relieving because like let's say I go so broke, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but like if I just go bankrupt and I just have nothing, and then I can still go to
plumbing school
anywhere and work, and that's having that kind of like mindset is it's relieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, you mind if I ask, what are you doing now? Because you had a lot going on 6 months ago.
Yeah, and I stopped. And I was like, fuck music. And so I actually did stop playing music. I didn't touch guitars.
Just so people know, he's nasty on guitar, and he's been playing his whole life, and he just took off and said no on the guitar and left it.
Yeah, and it was the first time that I took off like that, and I never do that kind of stuff, and I used to get like very like concerned if I take one day off. But this time I was like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna stop everything. And
Same
just,
here. One
just
day
shut
off, I'm actually personally concerned for myself, so I get what you're saying there.
Yeah,
and
but-
then doing 88 days. Like, Frank, imagine going 88 days without just like, fuck that. I'm just off 88 days.
But you know, like what that made me realize was probably like a week in or so, I realized, man, like people do need a break. People do need time to kind of just reset. And in the beginning, I didn't realize that, but I was like, I started this like healing process in my mindset. I'm like, and also I'm detoxing from social media, so I don't have any negative information. I was not exposed to politics or nothing whatsoever, and it just, I felt good.
Yeah,
you know,
I bet.
and I was meeting strangers, complete strangers, and just having just real talks, you know, the human talks, and not through our smartphone screen. It was just amazing. And I was like, this is how it's supposed to be, you know, like this is how we humans used to live. And I like it.
You heard it before. You are what you eat, but you also what you think about and what you accept into your brain that becomes you, whether you like it or not. You have no say in being brainwashed if you're going to sit and watch garbage, junk food for the brain. It's the same as eating junk food.
In nature, you got to reconnect with nature.
Yeah, and also I started visiting a bunch of Japanese folks who came to America like way back, and they're like now like 80 years old. They're running this restaurant and like so and so.
You just met them randomly out there, and
yeah. So like I just looked up online and just decided to just visit like a lot of them in every state.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then they all have like just like crazy interesting stories, and
you should have filmed it. I know that wouldn't be disconnecting, but what a story.
Yeah, but you see, like exactly like hearing their stories, and I met this guy from Okinawa, and he's like far south of Florida, and he's teaching karate, and I'm like, how? And he's like, because my sensei said so. Like, oh, this is like a real Mr. Miyagi shit.
Yeah, for sure. He said so. You better get your ass out there and do it.
Yeah, and so like it just you don't get to meet those people if you stay at home and just like looking through Facebook and
those people aren't online either because they're too busy doing shit.
Yeah, and so it was just like meeting those guys, just hands down, that this was just worthwhile. And after the travel, I was like, wow, I feel liberated.
So this is a good segue into what the travel you're speaking of. You visited all the mainland
cities. He sent me the map of where he went, and it's fucking bananas.
Does it include like Alaska and Hawaii?
Alaska I've gone before.
Okay,
so I didn't have to.
Right.
And I also I went to Anchorage and Fairbanks. So I think I know more or less like what Alaska is like, and Hawaii I've gone a couple of times. So
okay.
So yeah.
So tell. Where did you start the U.S. tour?
Boston, and I started the tour from May 19th, and
of what year?
This year. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then I wasn't gonna go west because then I would just get struck by tornadoes. so yeah, I went down south first. And to Florida, I went to Key West. I went all the way down there and just came back up and successfully avoided all the hurricane season. And Texas and the desert and West Coast entirely. And
tell us you met beautiful, interesting, amazing, loving people everywhere.
Yeah, indeed. And
the internet won't tell you that.
No,
I was actually like really expecting to meet a super racist person because I've never seen one, and I
probably never will.
Yeah, because like I've been here 25 years.
The movie version.
Yeah. And but people talk about this the racism and everything.
Social media bullshit again.
I never met one, and everybody is super nice.
The problem is what the definition of racism is a vast spectrum. People have completely different opinions on what constitutes racism. So there's that too. But you're talking about like the movie version of like swastika wearing.
Well, that racism we used to see in Hollywood movies.
Right. And people think that that's still a major thing. Like there's massive claim.
And I drove in Mississippi, like Mississippi State highways, and then like I didn't see that.
You're not saying those people. Sure, they exist.
He is a magic human too. He could have skated through all of this because he's got like weird little angels floating around him.
That's or something true too. Maybe you see the good in everybody, but that's great. That's awesome.
But like when I started travel, I guess like in June or sometime in June, like my immigration lawyer, whose office is in LA, called me up and she was like, "Your green card is here." I'm like, holy shit. So I went to pick it up at her office and she's like, "Oh, so you flew in?" I was like, "No, I drove from Boston." She was like, "What?"
That's nice. So when you went up and around, how did you dip back down in more of the middle of the States?
I did zigzag, like just like really like this. And also like I went back to Seattle because I used to live there. Well, Tacoma, Washington, like south of Seattle. I used to live there for 4.5 years and I got to meet my old teacher, and I spoke no English when I came to the U.S.
Oh wow!
And
how old were you?
Speak better than most of my friends.
I was 18 when I came, so 25 years ago. I'm 43 now, and I spoke like absolutely zero, like because I spoke nothing. There was a placement exam when I got into the college, and they were like, "You know what? We're gonna put you into this English as second language class with 2 old Korean ladies because you speak nothing." Yeah. And I was only able to write my name. And so but like I got through the English program and I got to the college, and this music teacher, he taught me everything I know now. And he was just a fantastic teacher, and I owe him my career.
This is Berkeley?
No, this is like the Tacoma small community college, and I went to tell him that, and because I couldn't say this back then, and he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "No, like I'm for real. Like I owe you everything," and he's like, "That's great," and we just had like the man-to-man moment.
That's awesome.
So how did you make your way from there to Boston?
So. I from there I went east, of course, and then like got through all the mountains, like Yellowstone National Park.
So you hit all the main the monuments, like the canyons.
So before I left Boston, I bought the national park pass. That was like $80. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it, and I just went to a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
And at Yellowstone, I wanted to visit particularly because I went there when I was 14. So back then, this newspaper company in Okinawa, they were hosting this Let's Send Kids to America program. Yeah. And I was selected, and I think like maybe 20 kids from Okinawa went to, like middle school kids, we all went to Montana, of all the places.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, and one of the weekends, they were like, you know what, like let's hop on the bus and just go to Yellowstone. So I remember the geyser very vividly. Yep. And I was like, you know what, like I have to go there. And at 30 years after, here I am, like just looking at the same geyser.
And you saw it?
Yeah, and everything was the same. And I was like, wow, this is just...
I think there's a lot of that going on in the world right now. People are seeing like the circle. It's just, I don't know. I've seen it a bunch of times lately. I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I did when I was younger. Like that kind of shit all the time lately.
Yeah. And also like just, it meant a lot. Like for me that like I was able to go there on my own, you know, with myself.
With a green card.
Yeah. With a green card. And I was like, wow, this is a long way to come. And back then, because just newspaper company paid for the whole thing, so like I didn't have to pay.
Well, that kicked you off some kind of mental journey. Like it just it was just that's what I did. It was just like reconciliation of my past and now and career and everything, just because you have so much time when you're driving, you're not gonna use your phone. And I had like podcasts and stuff turned on sometimes, but like that's it. And I was just thinking.
It seems like that was the moment that really completed the circle of that journey.
Yeah.
Having been there as a kid.
Yeah.
And then revisited on your own with a green card.
Yeah.
To see the geyser.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How did you get to Japan in this journey? See, that I am disconnected there. Would you just come back to Boston and decide to leave?
Yeah, so I came back to Boston, and then I was like, you know what, the next destination, Japan. So I went there for 3 weeks. So Okinawa, my hometown, is a small island. It's south of the mainland, and you have to fly for like 3 hours from Tokyo to get there. And when I was 18, I never went to Tokyo back then. I just went straight to America. And I started going to Tokyo maybe like late 20s, like 28, 29. And that's all I know is like Osaka, Tokyo, and like those big cities. I've never been to Kyoto either.
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to the places that I usually never do. And so I went to a bunch of like countryside and I just met real people, you know.
I wanted to ask you, it's kind of a segue into Japan, but he has a story about climbing Mount Fuji, and I just wanted to ask you about
I must hear this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you, I just want to see, I want the context in like cultural context about the.
Well, first of all, I'm curious. Do you have an American accent when you speak Japanese? Assuming you still speak fluent Japanese.
I used to, because my friends they tell me like, hey, like when you started coming back to Japan, we didn't understand you. Whoa. Like what? Really?
I've been around.
I don't know,
yeah, but
right?
I've been around here with a bunch of his Japanese friends, and they're power talking. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it happens. It like your tongue gets adjusted,
Right.
And I think that the typical tendency is because Japanese is a very flat language. You don't really like enunciate like anything. And, but like you start like accenting every consonant in Japanese, which sounds wrong.
Right.
And then also you start connecting the words. And because like in Japanese, like we have every consonant is accompanied with a vowel, and that's how everything's structured. Yeah. And but you start skipping vowels just like in English,
right?
And so people just say they always ask me back like, "What did you say? What did you say?"
Yeah, he experienced the same thing being Peruvian. Right?
Yeah, they pick me right out of the bunch. I do. Over here, you know, I'll speak in front of clients or two clients or whatnot, and they'll be like, "Whoa, you speak really, good, well, you speak really good Spanish." And then I'll be like, "Yeah," and then I'll be around a whole crew of like, down home country Peruvians that are hanging out at my house, and they know clearly that I'm not struggling with it, but you can hear that I am, not native to it.
They can hear your privilege.
They can hear my privilege. Yeah, exactly.
So Mount Fuji is apparently a pretty popular hike for local Japanese people and tourists alike. I didn't realize that it was. For me, it was a serious hike. I wasn't a hiker at the time. I went with my brother. I'm not sure what part of the story you're referring to. Is it the beginning? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we went through the night. And so we got to the base of the mountain at 7:30 or whatever. So it was dark, and you have to hike through the forest at the base.
Oh my God! Really?
We didn't know what it was at the time. So
oh no!
It was just
I see where this is going.
It was just the three of us. And it was dark, and the silence was literally deafening. It was insane how quiet. There was a pressure in the air, and there was fog, and all three of us were like, are these not the creepiest fucking woods we've ever been in? And it wasn't until years later that we found out that it was I can't remember the name of the forest, the Suicide Forest.
The Suicide Forest.
But it has a name, an actual name. But
it's called Fuji no Jukai. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was curious, like, what the fuck is that?
It's like when you go missing there, no one's gonna find you. And so like a lot of people
because they don't want to go in there, or it's just so vast.
I don't know do you know what the attraction is for people to, is it because it's such a famous.
Yeah, it's just a spot. So I guess like people go there so that they're not going to be found.
because
but also like that's where the Japanese self-defense force trains, like our army.
Yeah,
like their training is like they walk around Mount Fuji.
Wow.
Like continuously. And so you did that in Japan, I guess.
Well, I walked up it instead of around it. I would have rather walked around it.
Right, I would have too.
But then you would have found so many dead bodies.
I almost was one of those dead bodies.
Yeah, he's
on the mountain.
He said he lost it. He woke up in some rain gear. He didn't know how the hell it got on him.
I don't know if I was a little more than halfway. And to this day, I don't know if my brother, when he came back to check on me, he was like, where did you get that?
Oh, I didn't even know that part of the story. I thought it was your rain suit.
No.
You don't even know what that.
No. I think tourists.
Someone saved your fucking life,
maybe.
bro.
Yeah, and then so my brother had to carry my backpack and his backpack and probably my body for a little bit of the ways. But I made it. We made it to the top, and we got to see the sunrise from.
That's awesome.
From above the clouds. So that was that was wild. It was worth it.
Again, no cameras, no socials.
They're there. There's Jarvis was the other one that was with us.
Oh, he went with you?
Yeah. And he had no fucking problem. No problem.
I think that I just saw news. I think this Japanese guy, 100 years old, he just climbed Mount Fuji.
Oh,
100 years old. Oh my God.
Man, I tried to go mountain biking in Tahoe last month, and I had to tell my bro to turn the fuck around because I was going to die. You got 80, 100-year-old dudes running up the mountain.
You just have to prepare, and you have to train.
Right. Not the day before, but months and years before.
Japan started charging admission fee for Mount Fuji because we see so many tourists who are just trying to go and just...
And they probably need rescues sometimes.
There have been a lot of rescues nowadays, and... Yeah.
Interesting. Can I shift? No,
that's it. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you how you became to be a composer for massive video games, because what kicked that off? It wasn't
really a conscious decision. I never wanted to become a composer, and what I always wanted to be was a guitar player in a band. And so when I was 15, my uncle gave me a guitar, and with a few records, Kiss, Love Gun, Deep Purple, Machine Head, and all those greatest heavy metal, hard rock heavy metal.
Same record collection of the what of Japan? The emperor, what do they call her? The lady, the heavy metal?
Prime Minister?
Yeah, Prime Minister. My bad.
So,
we have presidents. I don't know.
So I was obsessed with the 70s hard rock and 70s and 80s hard rock heavy metal stuff. And I always thought the real music was in America. And then later on, I realized that all the bands I loved was British metal bands.
Me too.
Regardless, I thought this was a vague image of West.
Yeah,
I have to go there, and so the easiest way to come was to be a student. Right? So I came as a student and studied English, and I was in Seattle for a bit, but that music scene was kind of dead because early 2000, Nirvana is gone, all the grunge movement is gone, and so it was just kind of nothing was happening really. So I decided to move, and it was either Berkeley, University of Miami, or USC in California, and the USC and the University of Miami, they used to have studio musician guitar major or something, studio guitar major, but they all became a jazz guitar major. I'm like, fuck that. So I came to Berkeley and I got in, and I should tell you, why I applied for Berkeley too. This 4-year college I transferred from this community college in Seattle. They were more classical music school than anything. And in one class, I got fed up. I was like, "Fuck this," and so I said I quit. And in the middle of class, I said, I'm gonna leave, and I'm done. And the teacher asked, "So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What's your plan?" And I said, "I'm gonna go to Berklee College of Music." And he said, "Have you gotten accepted?" I said, "No." He said, "Have you applied?" I said, "No." He's like, "Are you stupid?" And but this is in 2004.
You're allowed to tell people this.
You had literally just decided that you were going to quit that and go do that. Of course, you haven't fucking applied yet.
So I told him, like, give me 3 months and I get accepted. And I got accepted in 3 months.
Boom.
Yeah. So I flew over. And then in Berkeley, there was a movement of this, like, video game music soundtrack listening club and stuff like that. Because I was in the film scoring program. And at the time, the video game scoring was just like kind of neglected, even though it was becoming a very prominent part of the music scene. And my friends, two of my friends and I, like we founded this video game music club. We just started talking about the soundtracks we love. And then one day I was like, once again, like, you know what? I'm gonna make an ensemble that plays music from video games. And so immediately I started talking to my friends, hey, like, I'm going to make this ensemble. Can you play? And of course they were friends. Like, they're like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? But yes, anyway, like when it happens, I will do it. So then I went to Old South Church of Boston and talked to this rental lady. And I said, I'm a student. I have no money. Can I rent the place? And she's like, okay. And I think it was like something like $100 for the entire chapel for the entire day. I'm like, great. So I bribed her. And a month after I had all the scores and arrangements and everything ready, we just did a show. It was a free concert. Yeah. And it was like a Sunday, Saturday, sometime, I don't remember. But this was like 2008. And we packed the place. Everybody came in and just like, it went well. So
did you advertise for it?
I mean, among friends, but like, it was in the city, so it kind of helped. Like we just posted like posters and stuff outside and just loads of people showed up.
That's crazy. I mean, we know that that's a big thing now, but it wasn't done at all.
No, like nobody was really doing that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're like, you know what, let's do another show. And we booked a bigger church because church, it's cheaper.
Did you like the sound in the church?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Was it all traditional instruments or was there any synth?
So the first one was just very acoustic, just strings and pretty much like regular orchestral stuff. But the bigger place we booked, like I threw in the band and guitar and all this stuff. I'm sure like people hated reverb, but like we packed the place too. Like 500 people showed up, and at that point, the dean of composition department in Berkeley, he's like, we're gonna sponsor your show at the Berkeley Performance Center. So I was like, okay, great. So we did the show there in, it was 2009, March 5th. We packed the place. Yeah, 1,200 people.
That's crazy.
Like they showed up and the media was covering the show and like the whole thing.
That's awesome.
And symphonic rock.
How big was the ensemble?
Ensemble was like, I think close to 50 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it is a symphony.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
A real one.
Let's jump 15 years into the future and talk about the other thing. We can go back because I do have some thoughts on that. But
yeah. So like then like all the events and everything, like they started calling us and then we started taking off and we posted videos on YouTube and those had like millions of views and yeah, that's how things happen. And also then like I started going to Japan, Tokyo, around that time, and I wanted to meet all those composers. And some of them were like, if you are doing performance, why don't you do recordings too? Like, good idea. So they're like, yeah, like we can throw you the music and you can orchestrate, you can record and just send it back to us. I'm like, hallelujah, great. Okay.
That's it? That's how it happened?
That's literally how it happened.
But did you have like a moment where you're like, I'm going to reach out to this person or this person and kind of proactively did that thing that you've been doing throughout your life?
No, it was like, let's just go fucking drink.
Isn't that how business gets done in Japan?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And also I didn't know Tokyo. Like I couldn't even hop on the train because like I didn't know how to buy tickets. There's no train in Okinawa.
Yeah. So what was your first game?
So this good friend of mine, he asked me to assemble a choir. This was a Tekken.
Oh, Tekken.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like only for one song.
Right.
And also he wanted just like a Western sound because Japanese choir obviously is different. And so we assembled a group. And actually Joe Delgado was helping me out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joe's a conductor that works with him.
So yeah, like we did that, and then that went well, and he gave me another gig, and it was like more songs for choir and for a video game soundtrack. And then I got to know more composers, and one of the guys happened to be a composer of Final Fantasy, and we were just hanging, and he's like, "Hey, I may have something for you," and I'm like, "Okay." And of course, I'm not gonna ask, I'm not gonna dig anything. And I said, "Sure, just call me up anytime." And one day he says, "Hey, can you come to Tokyo and come to this address?" And I said, "Sure." And I go there, and it's just Square Enix headquarters. And I go in there, and the audio director was there, the music management team was there, and they were like, "So you're gonna work on Final Fantasy?" And
you actually showed up before you knew what the gig was?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know the gig.
That's cool.
Yeah, and well, because like they don't tell you beforehand. Video game gigs are all like that. They don't really tell you. And so yeah, then they were like, "Do you want to?" And I'm like,
I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to not be a fanboy,
You're like, let me check my schedule.
Yeah, so I said yes, and then things started happening, and so that's how I got into the soundtrack stuff.
Did you compose the music for the entire game? Like
for that game, I was just an orchestrator, but we recorded an entire soundtrack here in Boston at WGBH, and then. Because like that's how you start, right? You're an arranger first, but then slowly they give you the gig, more gigs, and then you get to write, compose.
But for a game like Final Fantasy, I'm assuming that's a lot of music, right? There's a theme, and you run the theme through it. But there's right? It's like a movie soundtrack.
Well, more than movies. Movies like it's linear, and I guess like the most amount of music you can have is probably 2 hours, right? Because the movies are generally 2 hours long. But video games, like some people spend
30
thousands of hours.
Yeah, thousands. Yes, thousands.
And if you calculate the small cues, like just a 2 seconds, 3 second cues and stuff, then like it's just like crazy amount, like 4 hours of music, 5 hours of music sometimes.
Even just to run through one of those games as in a linear fashion as you could, you're still some of these games are. Some of them are now they're approaching like 100 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to complete the baseline narrative story.
Yeah, that's why all those soundtracks from video games, it's like a 4-disc set, 5-disc set, because there's so much music.
That's nuts.
And but yeah, so I got into that, and then but like I think my passion is always in the live performance stuff.
So that's what I wanted to get to.
Wait, can I ask one more question about the video game thing?
Yeah.
When you're composing, is it like symphonies will compose to a film? Like, do you have the video game on a big screen and you're writing?
If your client is nice, sure, yes. And because like the NDA is like just such a big thing, and like for movies, like if you get the unless you're a trusted partner, like you get like a black screen with just a mouth.
Right. Yeah. So they don't give you much visual inspiration.
They'll give you enough,
some artwork at least.
Yeah, artwork, story, the synopsis, and all that stuff. And once you get to know them, they'll give you like more and more and more. And sometimes they'll just give you like here's like a prototype. There's like wire action. I'm like, okay, great. Right. And it's just about the relationship. If they trust you, they'll just give you more. Or like if you go to the companies, then they'll show you everything. Right. Yeah, because like then it's not gonna go anywhere.
Did you do game work for Sega?
No, I didn't work on any of the Sega games, but I think it was a live show. So like they asked me to do small show at the Comic-Con 2016.
So what did they know about you from your past?
Yeah, because I've done a bunch of shows.
Well, you guys played E3 a lot, right?
No, I didn't play E3.
Oh, you didn't do E3?
Yeah. E3 is like they didn't have live show within E3. Like a bunch of people always booked the show outside of E3 at the Microsoft Theater.
Some of my friends actually run E3. I've gone and done that, and Prospect Hills actually played E3. Yeah,
I did. I got to do a little silly one, but you so you played Comic Cons?
I did play at Comic Con, yes, and also outside of Comic Con, San Diego was one of that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, and I worked with Square Enix to do their live show, Capcom to do the live show, and a bunch of anime companies, and so yeah, like I think people know me for the live shows more.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, because I got to tell you, I don't know the story yet about what's going on with it, but when I met him, we were hanging out with Alex Skolnick and a friend of ours, Ben, and Ben said, my friend Shota is in the city, who's going to come hang out, meet Alex and whatever, and I didn't know anything about him. He's like, he's a nasty guitar player, and he's like, oh yeah, he blah 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 something Berkeley, and that's kind of all I knew. Oh, he does a video game thing. So anyways, we hung out, became friends or whatever, but he hired me to come do a show, and I'm fucking telling you, he plays video game music with an orchestra in a theater sold out. The fans, the kids go,
I'm sure,
mental.
I'm sure
they go mental. It's like watching Rage Against the Machine for kind people. Like no one's trying to fight, but they're going fucking mental. It was incredible. And then he brought me on to do a whole bunch of other shows, and we went and did a bunch, but it was an incredible situation. And I'll be very brief so you can talk, but I didn't know this. When you have an orchestra with a rock band, he has to run through the songs before they perform them live, or the orchestra can say no. They can just flat out say no, and other weird things like that.
Yeah, it's a union thing.
So I see him writing shit out and handing out booklets. They play the song, and then they like eat dinner and they go out and rock to it. Dude, it's fucking crazy. It's not rock and roll shit. These are real players.
Right.
Yeah, but also like there's a way to prepare for that kind of live shows too. So the way I arranged the music, because I did almost all the scoring for the shows, and you have to write in certain way so that like they can be in sync with the band, and also they can execute it with just one rehearsal. And I think that a lot of the common problem they have is like the timing between the orchestra players and also the band players. It's like not in sync, right? Because the orchestra players are slightly behind because they see the conductor,
right,
and they wait for the conductor to draw the music,
right,
and then they chase that. But the band guys is always like meticulously to the click, and so like you have to write in a way that it syncs.
And it does.
What if you put everyone in the orchestra on a click?
Yeah, so that's what we do. But still you have to adjust the score to have them in sync with that.
There aren't a lot of people on Earth that have that skill.
Does the conductor have a click as well?
Yeah, everybody.
I would get the ears for the show when I was filming, and I would hear all that stuff. And man, I've been to a million shows, but I'd hear the mix from the board, and I can hear the people talking and stuff, but I'm like,
I just can't imagine.
They're fucking clean. This sounds unreal.
How long is that rehearsal?
So the rehearsal's typically 3 hours long, but with 30-minute break in between. And this is a rule by
all union
the musicians union. Yeah, so you have to follow that. And yes, like if you don't go through the entire set, whatever that's left, the last encore song, they can say like, okay, we don't want to play that. We didn't go through it, so we don't want to play. And they can do that. Yeah.
There's a lot of weird rules in that world.
Yeah, it's just like every house, just like if the union's super strong, and also like we had like a labor union of the house and this musicians union, and just like it's kind of interesting.
They sound like gangs.
They are.
Yeah, like this LA venue we played at, the guy, I don't know what he was, but he worked for the house. Came this close, and he's like, this was like 80s Hollywood movie. He's like, you're not gonna fucking film in this house, fuck her. And he just gets spitting. I'm like, dude, I've only seen this on TV.
You're just smiling like, wow, I know this movie.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, this still happens, and it happens in like LA and Chicago.
It happens, places. Man. I think I filmed 4 or 5 or 6 shows for him, and it happened at every show. There was a weird thing at every show as far as like unnecessary rules go. But back to the show, dude. The show is incredible. They put the video games up on the screen, and there's
What's the biggest hit? One of the biggest hits.
The biggest hits? You mean like the live show?
Yeah, live show.
Well, the songs, I don't know like what, but like typically the encore is usually
I like all your metal ones, those heavy ones.
See, like I grew up listening to symphonic metal and stuff, so like that you can totally see that. I love when the band and the orchestra play together.
Yeah, it's all sonic. It's all sonic.
But they're themes, right? They're
so like a lot of the current games, they have like opening songs, ending songs and stuff like that. So it was a collection of those from.
There isn't one that's more popular than all of them.
I think
like Final Fantasy stuff.
There are some like the. If the game was the biggest selling title of the series, yes,
right.
Typically,
let me say, like they'll play these songs, and they're all Sonic songs, and there's Sonic playing in the background. But even during the orchestra part,
okay,
yeah, even during the orchestra part,
they're all Sonic songs.
Well, this particular thing we're talking about is Sonic. Right. But the crowd, even when the rock band isn't on stage, they're just watching the video games and hearing the music. They know every fucking bit of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're watching, and they're going crazy. They're going fucking mental. And then when the rock band comes out, it's just everybody's just rocking so hard. And we're talking about like a beautiful theater. Yeah. They only played beautiful theaters, and these kids are like,
Did you get to have anything to do with the movies?
Not the movies. No. So like the movies are completely different. Typically like when you see like video game movies, that those are bought out by the Hollywood companies. So like the rights are, it's more mess.
Yeah. Wow. That is.
So can we talk about what's going on since you took your hiatus? And I don't.
Me, like I just started musicking again. But there are lots of other potential clients that are talking to me. They're like, hey, can you produce our show, this show, that show? So, and of course I say yes to every one of them. And because you can't find a Japanese person who can produce shows from the beginning to the end, at least in the US and in EU, like anywhere in the West. I think I'm the only person who does that professionally. I
think you're right. I don't really know, but I don't see a lot of it in my life.
If there are, then I would have known those people, and I would have worked with them because personally I would love to have some help. But so it's a unique position, and lots of folks like they just come talk to me because they can converse in the Japanese language. And also, I understand the business culture there, so it's just easier to kind of navigate the conversations.
Well, I have a super talented little white boy in college right now going to school for all the same stuff you did. I'll send him your way if you need help. He can work for free.
Please. Yeah.
My son, well, you've met my son actually, and he's kind of going that route a little bit,
Yeah.
Good. He's got to listen to this to know there's a little bit of hope, but you're probably not going to go be a classical guitar player for money.
Yeah, classical guitar. I did a classical guitar in my grad school, and I just wanted to pursue just a little bit more performance side. And also, when I was doing more like local shows and stuff, all the classical players back then, now it's different, but back then, they all made fun of non-classical folks. It's like this love and hate triangle of rock, jazz, classical. It never fades away for some reason. And all the classical folks think, oh, jazz is like, and the rock is like, they're just loud. And our music is the divine music. And rock guys do the same thing. Classical, you can only read music. Yeah. And so it's just like there's this kind of
rivalry is
totally true.
Yeah. And so like when I was like doing live shows and stuff, and all the classical players, oh, you don't know anything though. And they would say stuff like that. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and get my master's degree in classical guitar so you don't ever say that to me again. And
wow.
Yeah, so I got the degree, and then nobody says anything to me now. Like,
it worked.
Yeah, because I can say like, oh yeah, I got my master's in Boston Conservatory for classical guitar, and they're like, oh shit, yeah.
That reminds me of
that's how you shut them up.
Yeah,
that's very strategic.
That reminds me of the other guys when Mark Wahlberg's character like learns ballet out of spite.
He's like, you learn to dance ballet sarcastically?
Yeah.
but it worked. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it did work, and you're lucky because, I mean, what else are you going to use it for?
I actually like when I took an audition for the grad school, I bluffed. So I'm not like a spectacular classical guitar player. I didn't learn that when I was a child. So, I can play decent, but it's not like I'm not like the best player.
Well, you actually are exceptional.
I feel like he's very humble.
Dude,
but see, like
when you think of Japanese shred guitar players, what do you think of? Like dudes that suck?
But see, like electric guitars are different. You can rock out. You just need a distortion. That's all. But
that is absolutely true.
That classical guitars are just more, it's more pure because if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Everyone can hear it. And but at the scholarship audition, I told them this. So I played through, and they were like, "Yeah, okay, you can play decent," but blah blah blah. And I was like, "Guys, let me tell you this: I pack 1,000-seat venues, and who can do that here?" Mm-hmm. And I said, "Who contributes to the school more?"
Jesus, do they just?
That's heavy.
Do they just lay down after you say that?
Yeah, so they were like, and because I asked for a full scholarship, and they were like, "Yeah, full, it's a little hard." I'm like, then I said that, 1,000 people, dude, and so they were like, "You know what? I'll just give you 80%. How's that?" I'm like, "Okay, deal."
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got it if you didn't make the bold move. Life is about making bold moves, dude, and that's what you do.
Yeah. So almost entire tuition was paid.
I'm going to call them after the pod and see if I can get in there.
You just got to
look at me. I do more than this school. I want a full ride and see what they say to me.
Yeah, but then I had a friction with the guitar teacher. I probably should not talk about this, but I will.
I like it.
Yeah, so this guitar teacher,
you were better.
Well, it's like this guitar teacher was like, so we had four classical guitar students, and one guy was like winning all the competitions, and he was great, like really great player, and just a humble guy, really awesome. But this guitar teacher, what he did was, I'm not gonna name him, of course, but every time this genius kid played, he was like just praising like he was Jesus. And then like all three of us, like when we play, he was like, "Hey, dude, you guys suck." And he's just like, he was just verbally just not respectful.
Yeah.
And I tolerated for 1 year, so 2 semesters. And I came back, and second year, he had the same attitude. And so I used to be a lot more vulgar. So when he did that, I put my guitar next to me. I said, "Show me fucking how you play the music."
Oh.
And if you're great, I respect you.
Yeah.
If you're not, I don't respect you.
Yep.
As simple as that. And he was like, "Oh, I had tendonitis." and I said,
"I've had a sore throat for a month and a half."
Yeah. So then I was like, "Dude, this is over, man." Like, so I left. And then next day, it became a huge deal. So next day, they call me up. The school called me up, and they're like, "What happened?" And the dean's assistant, the composition department chair, him, me, suddenly we're having this serious meeting like this. And the guitar teacher was trying to convince them how bad of a student I am.
He was trying to convince them how to save his job.
Yeah, and then I said, like, at that point, I've done like a couple of symphony hall shows and stuff. And so I told him, I told them, "Dude, anybody in the school, if anybody in the school can sell out 2,000 seat in the Boston Symphony Hall, and who's contributing to the school more?" Then
you got his job.
Yeah, and the teacher left. The teacher left, and he left the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he left the school.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, but the next day, I met the other guitar teacher, and he was like, all he said was, "It was meant to happen," and I'm like,
"Yeah, you did God's work for him and everybody else. That guy was annoying."
Yeah. So, but the final blow was, after I graduated from school, they shut down the guitar department.
Oh, for God's sake.
Look what you did.
Yeah. I know.
You really, you have a tsunami behind you.
But NAC has like a better guitar program anyway.
Were you in your early 20s when you were going for this?
No, like the grad school, I think I was like 27, 28 or something, somewhere around there. Yeah.
But yeah, you weren't like a wise old man that you were still a kid in that world, and you were like, "Fuck this! I'm not listening to this crap."
Yeah, I was very much more aggressive, and now I'm not like that anymore. But yeah.
That's because you've made your space. Like, people don't fuck with you now. That's why. That's exactly why. That's what you got to do. I watched a Giger documentary yesterday about the making of Alien and all the shit he went through, and nobody understood why he was such an asshole. He demanded absolute perfection. And if it takes, like, being a little bit of an asshole to make that clear and get there, then...
Yeah, but the funniest thing about that was Ridley Scott's the same way. So it's a great documentary, the two of them butting heads and making compromise or whatever. But side note.
No, you're absolutely right. But those people, even Ridley Scott says, you know, I'm a bit of a dick. Like, I need to be that so I can get these things done, you know?
Can I, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
I was going to ruin the whole fucking mood of this whole thing.
Yes, please.
Completely ruin everything and bring up AI.
Yes.
In the music industry.
I don't think
in video games. And,
see, like my opinion is like very different from the other guys. I guess like there's like a hatred towards AI, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
And it's whether you accept it sooner than later. And I think this is like exactly the same thing that happened from the analog recording to digital recording. Because like some of the folks are like, tapes are better. Fuck Pro Tools. And then all these guys disappeared.
Remember how mad people would get if they knew you used auto-tune back in the day?
Yeah, exactly.
Now people just play their Spotify channel and sing over it. Yeah. It's like we're in a weird world.
I think it has a lot to do with you not being threatened by AI. Is you still understand the importance of live performance.
Yeah, well, live performance is the most important thing. And that's how music was back then, right? Like thousands of years ago, you get together with your tribe and you just sing along and just hit things to make rhythm. So live performance was the music. And if you look at the history of music, it's what we had when the CDs were selling like crazy, records were selling crazy. That's just an odd thing to happen in the history of music. And it's just like 30, 40 years and just the business became crazy. And, but yeah, the technology came in, the AI came in, and the percentage of musicians in the world, I don't know, like how many of us are here, and we're going up against like 88 billion people and claiming that you should not use AI. They're not going to listen to us.
No.
Yeah, no way. And it was inevitable. Yeah. And I try it, and so I'm familiar with technology. I don't publish it, and because I should not. And I don't think I would. If it's just AI ported music, I would never publish it.
Here's the problem. This is really weird. The iPhone made your average idiot a photographer. Now, like a Suno or whatever is making your average idiot a musician. Like it's,
but they can't perform it.
No, they can't do anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just weird. So like I don't mind it as a tool.
Yeah.
But when an average person can say, "Hey, I made a song," and they're like, "I own a marketing company, and we have fucking people calling us to market their bullshit that isn't real," and we're like, "Yo, this doesn't sound real." It's like, no, it's my AI. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we marketing? This isn't yours. This isn't you.
But it's like what Frank says as a professional musician. He says he's got a really good A&I guy.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
Yeah, it takes all my calls every time.
It's like I always consider it as an assistant. You have an assistant who gives you different ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. And so I think that's the right way to use it. And you can't never use it as your main tool. That's just stupid.
Yeah. One of my business partners said this morning, "Can you run the logo through an AI and have it do some like wild AI shit?" I'm like,
"Yeah,
I absolutely no. I fucking can't." I'm like, "I'm not doing that. I don't know anything about it. I don't care, and I'm not doing it." And he's like, "All right, we'll find someone else."
Well, when it comes to like you said, as far as the live show or the live performer or the person that was not a songwriter and gets to be now a songwriter because of Suno or Udio or whatever, they got to also stick with it. You know, just like if you are true, like in your soul and your heart, that you are, you know, connected to music on that level where you are a songwriter, you express, that is what you do.
Were you talking about a real musician?
Well, I mean, are we to fear that anybody who's going to pick up and be like, yo, I just wrote a song for my girlfriend on Suno, so she's going to love this. And he goes, and it sounds pretty decent. Is he going to go then start shedding and be like, now I have to like shed and like I got to be able to play this and then I got to go pick up shows? Maybe. Yeah. But if we're talking about the percentage of people, the same thing with like, skateboards being originally a toy, I guess, back in the day when they first came out. Or Guitar Hero, Yeah, there probably were some people that were like went from Guitar Hero to a guitarist and started playing and went on. But the percentage of people who are going to mess around with AI are just going to do that. They're going to mess around with AI.
And then we all have to hear it. That's actually my
there's
problem.
There's going to be a period of time that we're going to have to deal with a whole bunch of those people.
It's like Napster when Napster came up, and it's the same thing. But I think it's not going to replace the live performances.
No.
And so that's the thing. I think we're just getting back to our roots of music.
Well, I can see that now, actually. Like, I'm old enough to know the cycles. Right now, in particular, live music, putting on a show, the entertainment, that's happening right now.
Yep.
And I haven't seen it in a long time. Like, I've actually seen a couple rock bands local where I was like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, and I'm telling you, I haven't seen that in a fucking decade. So there's something going on right now. The pendulum always swings both ways. And I think right now we're just entering the good part of that swing,
Yeah. And Suno can only do so much. Maybe in 50 years, we don't know. Right. When it studies enough. But like yesterday, I was recording a string section for this soundtrack I'm working on. And it just, sure, you can stay at home and spend 10 hours a song to sequence string parts. Then these guys just like blow you out of water in like 5 minutes, just one take.
Right.
And it's just like, that's how music should be. Like machine can never win against humans. Like music comes out from humans and that's what you are. And AI just doesn't have that. Singularity is not going to replace us.
Two things I'm waiting for AI-wise.
The Terminators are coming for us first.
Yeah, sure. Skynet.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's two things about AI and audio that are interesting to me. Like, I'm waiting for the AI that goes on the mix bus of your mix where you don't put a plug-in on anything. You just simply hit a button and it makes it sound like Metallica's Black Album or, like that's coming. I haven't heard about it yet, but it's coming. But something I was interested in because I was in the studio yesterday singing, I'm like, my voice is, I'm like, it's a lot of work to make this fucking voice sound all right in a song because I'm pitchy and all that bullshit. But if I could feed the AI my voice and me doing it, and this is a little bit more, I think, than auto-tune or Melodyne, I want the AI to have my voice.
It's old news, dude.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
and I wanted to have my voice do the great version of that thing, but I also want it in Pro Tools. I'm sorry.
But like, personalized AI, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the goal.
Well, what's the program that Ken's been using where you feed it a bank of
vocals?
You could use your own voice, just feed it.
It escapes me the name of it now, but there's two programs definitely. I mean, my voice has been sucked in for sure. And he cut a promo with using my voice. But when you listen to it, he has hours of my tracks for like slower acoustic sounding songs and then harder sort of like more active rock vocals. So he has a wide range of stuff. Doesn't have my speaking voice, but he's using all those.
The more information you feed it, the more it'll spit out.
It will, but when you listen back to it, you're like, oh, at the beginning you think it kind of sounds like me, and then when you listen to it, you're like, yo, the nuances.
Uncanny Valley kicks in.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite there yet, but give it 6 months.
But to be able to listen back to a track where you're like, yo, man, my voice is just not. I'm not feeling it today. I would love to just hear it back, like, enough for reference so I can hear maybe that is what I'm going to sound like when I'm having a good day. Yeah, that's a nice assistance when you just got to get it done,
Right. Right. De-sick me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe this is me on my best day or whatever. But to me, like if you're editing a film and you're in Premiere, you can hit the audio button to enhance, and it takes the voice of you with all the room and noise and everything, and it makes an AI voice of you on the fly and gets rid of absolutely everything and sounds absolutely killer. And it's just a button. But in Pro Tools, I want it to know I'm singing, and I want to know what I'm trying to fucking do.
Right.
And I would like that to be delivered like as a plugin, like real time, or not. I don't want to play with everybody's AI interface.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up. That was some wild shit. So, all right, we can wrap it up now, but I am curious, what are you going to do with your life, sir?
I don't know. Well, I'm obviously like all these friends like who want me to produce their shows. I will do it, and so I think my heart is always in live shows. And I have like some non-music stuff I kind of want to do too, but that's like a small thing. And but yeah, live shows.
Can you talk about that at all?
No. Not yet, at least. But yeah, and the Marvel Rivals, the game is a hit, massive hit. So the updates are happening, and we are working.
Is this all part of the stuff you were recording in Africa or whatever?
Yeah, we did record in Africa.
Great.
I can talk about that too. And so like they wanted us to be like culturally accurate, yes, and which I respect.
Yeah.
And so this Black Panther stage in the game, we went to record two singers who spoke in the language of Xhosa, and because that's what's spoken in Black Panther, and great. And
they sent me videos of these people in the studio. It was fucking
cool. What country?
So the Xhosa is spoken in South Africa, but like eastern coastal side of South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we magically got two singers who spoke that language natively. It's wild.
Yeah,
I'll show you
it
a video
really is
later.
wild.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, like we did that, and they wanted an orchestra to be recorded in Vienna. So I was in Vienna for like 1 week and recorded massive orchestra, massive choir, and there's this like a cyber Tokyo kind of stage. So I went to Japan to record koto, shamisen, and stuff. So yeah, it was awesome. Like it was a lot of fun. And so the next batch, like it's I can't say what it is, but like yes, like there's a very cultural instrument, and so we tracked it with a guy from where the instrument was originated from.
Wow.
Yeah, so I get to do that kind of stuff. Great. And live shows, and I'll continuously work on whatever the gigs I get. I hope I get nominated for the Grammys, and I will travel more too. Bring me. Yes.
You have a fun life. Just bring me.
Well, so like next time, like we do actual tour, live show tour, I think I will structure it very differently because
you
learned
a lot, right?
Yeah, and so then I will we'll just throw in one extra day to film all the more fun stuff, social media stuff, and do it properly, and it just I do not like the entertainment industry. Well, I like it, but I don't like certain people in the industry. Well, you know this better than I do.
It's not the artists and people like that. That community, entertainment's small. Those people are great. It's
the money side.
Yeah, it's anytime the money.
It's the greed of certain folks, and so I learned it, and I will next time I'll work with the right people and assemble a really good team
and bring a documentarian along.
Exactly, and
he does.
Like, really,
he has teams. Yeah.
But I think having a professional videographer always is just important because, like, sure you can have a social media person do that stuff, but the videography and no social media, that's the completely different skill set. You can't ask for one person to do the whole thing.
He can.
He can, but like it's. I think we had the best time when we had Maho in Tokyo and you. So Tokyo can focus on photography, you focus on videography, and she can focus on social media content because they're all different.
Yeah.
And we had
and we're all in different places too. Like his social media person will be side stage or backstage or in the getting certain parts of the crowd. His photographer will be making sure to get the band or certain fans, and I'll be trying to film 6 different people running back and forth. So he's right. One person can't do it all.
You got to have the different formats for the different platforms.
Yeah, and it's just like having a well of content from each show was just like great. Like it's just awesome. And so like, yes, like when I do the next show, whatever that format is, I absolutely have to bring you.
Well, I'm not, I didn't mean to lean into this shit, but okay, we'll do it. All right, cool. Well, it was great having you here, dude. I'm really glad you came by. It was dope.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.